Hello and welcome to Rock Solid Productions. In this video, we are going to compare the Hyperkin HDMI cable designed for Sega consoles and what you can get using HD Retrovision cables and an OSSC, and compare the video side by side to give you a better look at what one does versus the other. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Rock Solid Productions. My name is Gary, your host here on the channel. If this is your first time here, I want to take a second and thank you for stopping by and checking out what we have going on here with the channel. If this is your first time here, I invite you to check out some of the other videos that we have here on the channel. There's over 400 pieces of content. And if you like what you see here, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. That way every time we upload new content, go live, have a community post, you're kept the most up to date. Recently, we did a review on the Hyperkin HDMI cable, and overall, for what it provides, it's okay. It's one of those things where if you have a Genesis, if you have a Master System, and you've lost your original component cables, if you don't have S-Video component or composite inputs on the back of your TV, this will allow you to connect one of your older Sega consoles to modern TVs, plug and play. Now, I was going to shoot some A/B footage comparing it with what I have playing behind me. This is HD Retrovision cables going through my OSSC. Didn't quite think that was appropriate for a review, but for comparison, it's fair game. Now, there are a few things that I do want to address here that was not addressed, and frankly, I wasn't aware of in my review. I have talked to a few people out there, and one thing to note is the adapter cable that comes with this that will take you from a Model 2 to a Model 1 Genesis. Well, it's not quite a Model 1 Genesis port. It's more of a Neo Geo port, and the pinouts are slightly different. Now, I've never owned a Neo Geo. I wasn't aware of this, and I honestly did not have any issues connecting my Master System to that port. But know that it is off a little bit. You could potentially cause some damage to your pins. I know many people have reached out to Hyperkin to see if they are going to update that. We haven't heard anything yet as of this filming. Now, like I say, I didn't have any issues. It actually plugged right in for me on my Master System, so I thought it was okay. Above and beyond that, like I mentioned earlier, this is designed for people who just want to connect their Genesis or their Master System to their TV using HDMI. It is not the best video quality out there. But again, it's also not the same price as what this is. You know, the HD Retrovision cables are over $60. The OSSC, well, it's a couple $100. You know, a FrameMeister, even more expensive still. Even if you were going to do something like HD Retrovision cables and a Retro Tank, you're looking at over $150. This is a fraction of that cost, so keep that in mind. So what we're going to do, we're just going to play basically title screens and demos from a couple different games, because that way it's really easy for me to sync up the footage in post-processing. Let's get started. So up first we have Aladdin for the Sega Genesis, and looking at the HD Retrovision cables, you can see the pixels are bright, they are sharp, they look really good. Now, I'm not using any scan lines, but I am using a 3x line multiplier, just so we're getting like versus like. And I really like what I'm seeing here on the HD Retrovision cables, as I would expect. If you have watched this channel for more than 5 minutes, you know Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2, one of my favorite games of all time. Now, looking at Earthworm Jim 2 through the Hyperkin HDMI cable, things look okay overall. Now, I have actually not played this game with this cable as of yet. Much like what we saw in Aladdin, you're getting some, you know, smoothing effects here on the different levels. It actually looks a little bit dark to me too. Now, I do have the brightness turned down on my TV a little bit, just because of when I film in front of it. You know, it's a camera trick basically. Jim looks okay, but again, it does have that smoothing to it. Compare the HD Retrovision cables going through my OSSC to the Hyperkin cable, and holy sharp pixels Batman. I mean, you can really see the difference in this. You can see the difference in Jim's texture, in the title screen, in the backgrounds. It does make a difference. It's also a hell of a lot more expensive than that HD Retrovision cable is, though. The colors look a little bit more vibrant and everything as well in the HD Retrovision cables. I do think that it looks overall a little bit brighter too. Now, to be fair, there is a brightness switch on the HD Retrovision cables that is turned on right now, so that could be providing some of the improved brightness that I am seeing here between the HD Retrovision and the Hyperkin cable. Here, looking at Sonic on the title screen, you can see how he's blurrier, he's smudgier. There's some kind of filter that's been put over the top on here that just, it makes it look off compared to, again, the HD Retrovision cables. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but again, a couple $100 versus under 50. That is important perspective to keep as you are looking at this. Even the colors look off a little bit looking at the anime style cut screen that's in Sonic CD. The green just does not look the same between both of them. The ground looked off between both of them, where it looked more vibrant and rich on the HD Retrovision cables versus what we were getting here through the Hyperkin HDMI cable. Finally, let's check out Double Dragon for the Master System. And this is one of those, you know, for me, I thought it was neat, the fact that the Hyperkin cable came with that adapter, and it allowed me to play my Master System games via HDMI. Now, looking at the pixels and whatnot here with the HD Retrovision cables, you know, the colors look great, the pixels and everything look really good. There's no blurring or anything as the characters are on screen. Looking at the Hyperkin cable, you can see again the colors are a little bit more muted, a little bit softer. The colors, they don't quite pop the same, and in addition to, you just have that smudginess or that filter that's been applied to the video signal coming out of this cable. It's just the way that this cable is going to look and work. When the bad guy punches your girlfriend and walks away, you can see how blurry the characters are as they walk off screen. It's just, this is one of the games that really kind of defined the Hyperkin cable for me, as far as it's okay, not great, but okay, and basically designed for users who are looking to replace missing, damaged, or broken composite video cables and connect it up to your modern flat panel TV. So there you have it, a look comparing the video output of both a Model 2 Genesis and a Sega Master System using both HD Retrovision cables going through an OSSC and the Hyperkin HDTV cable. Now, like I mentioned earlier on, I know there are some concerns about the pinouts here on the adapter pigtail. If you are concerned about it, as you see, I have my Master System hooked up. This is the Hyperkin cable playing behind me. This is one of the HD Retrovision Model 2 to Model 1 adapters. If you're concerned about it, you can simply use that adapter to get you, what some may consider to be a more accurate pinout compared to this one here. Now, I will say, connecting the Hyperkin adapter to my Master System versus the HD Retrovision one, this one at least plugged in with a little bit less resistance, so there is that. I did not notice a problem plugging in the Hyperkin one, but I understand those who are concerned that the pins are slightly different between the Model 1 Genesis and the Neo Geo. Something to be aware of. Let me know if you've got any comments or questions down in the comments section. This is something that, as of the time of this filming, I actually haven't published my review of this video yet. It's something that, talking to a couple of people, they've made me aware of. I wanted to make sure that we had something ready to go to kind of answer and compare people's questions right out of the gate. I did that for you guys. I hope you do appreciate that out there. If you do have any other comments or questions, as always, feel free to email me at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter at RockSolidStudios, Facebook at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions, and Instagram at instagram.com/RockSolidProductionsGK. Now, I do want to thank Ryan over at CastleManiaGames.com. He is the one that quite some time ago hooked us up with the HD Retrovision cables. And if you are looking to get some for yourself, make sure you head on over to the new CastlemaniaGames.com, where he's got some exciting things going on. He's updated the website. You do have Castle Cash now, which is his rewards program going on. Orders $50 and up do qualify for free standard shipping and handling in the U.S. And on many items on the website, if you use promo code ROX10, you do save 10%. Now, he's doing a lot of work still behind the scenes on the website at the time of this filming. So not everything's working 100%. If you see something that's not quite working right, reach out to him, let him know. It's one of the things that's the only way he can make the site better is by getting user feedback. So make sure you let him know. You can follow him on Twitter at CastlemaniaRyan. He'd love to hear your feedback too. Now, if you do want to help support the channel, you can do so in a couple of different ways. First of all, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, $12 a year, you do get early access to all of our content, exclusive one-on-ones with me, and a whole lot more. Just like all these awesome people that you see on screen right now. You can also head on over to our Teespring store where you can pick up some Rock Solid Productions merchandise. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. It's the summer, so I'm sure hoodies and sweatshirts aren't going to go very well. But featuring the Rock Solid Productions logo on NES, Super NES, and N64 cartridges. And what we do raise through both Patreon and through Teespring gets invested right back here in the channel, or in diapers right now because we're doing a lot of diapers. Anyways, I do appreciate everybody who does help support the channel. And like I mentioned at the top of this video, if you like what you see here, if you want to see more, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. That way you're kept the most up to date anytime we go live, post new content, have a community post, so on and so forth. So I do hope you've appreciated our look comparing the HD Retrovision cables through an OSSC and the HDTV cable available from Hyperkin. Both have their places, and you know, for me, for my everyday gaming, I'm going to be using my HD Retrovision cables going through my OSSC. That's kind of why I have them. They do provide the better overall experience. But the HDTV cable from Hyperkin has its place. Like I mentioned in the review, say I want to take one of my one of my Sega systems, hook them up in my living room where I don't have my OSSC, where I don't have my RetroTink. I don't want to disconnect them. I can hook it up using the HDTV cable from Hyperkin and be able to play, connect, disconnect, done, in and out in a hurry, and it provides an easy experience for me. Thank you for watching. My name is Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions and our look at the HDTV cable from Hyperkin for Sega consoles, comparing it to HD Retrovision cables going through an OSSC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.